I'm ready.
Hey, real quick on George coming back. Obviously, we just talked to you about that. But obviously, your receiving corps has been pretty productive all year. Is there any danger about trying to insert another guy to that rotation when you got 4 or 5 that are kind of working pretty well for you?
Yeah, I mean, I guess there's always that question of the unknown with anything. But the way our team is molded and shaped from the top down, starting with Coach Smart and Coach Monk, we let them take care of that, and us, the players, we just work on chemistry on the field and let them make all the strategic moves like that.
Stetson, in what areas have you grown as a quarterback since you last saw Alabama?
Better mechanics, better understanding of the game, another year in the offense under Monk, more trust in everybody who's out there, just all the things that time brings.
You've had him. Kind of following up on that, last year you had this picks in the second half. How do you think you've grown in terms of taking care of the ball, not letting the ball in harm's way, all that kind of stuff since that game last year?
Yeah, just knowing that incompletions don't kill you, and regular, I don't know. You don't have to win the game on every play, and you can't win it on every play. And that was with our defense and the players that we have, just focusing on the strengths of our team and not trying to do it all yourself.
How do you be careful in that way, but not lose part of what makes you tick as a quarterback? Because that there's a confidence that obviously that you have,
right? And
you don't want to lose that.
Yeah, I mean it's a delicate balance. You've got to rep it enough in practice to where it becomes second nature, because you can't go out there and think, be careful here, because that's how you play to not to lose instead of play to win. So it's just those million reps that you have in practice with the mindset of protect the ball and also, be a ball player. I don't know, it just comes over time, I guess.
You've had him in the past, but this year it doesn't feel like you've had like a make or break, got to have it drive. How do you get ready for that again in practice when or is it just something that has to happen in the moment?
Yeah, I mean it's just the culmination of all the reps that we have, that we've had for since Monk's been here, and then if that situation arises, then you just got to trust in the players that you have and the plays that are called to be able to go out and execute. Because at the end of the day, people usually lose games more than they win them. And all those plays at the end, if it comes down to a drive and in any game, then you just go out and execute.
How's the emergence of the tight end position, Darnell, Brock, helped you grow as a quarterback this year?
Say that again.
How's the tight end position sort of emerging the way that it has this year helped you improve as a quarterback?
I mean, anytime you got those type of players, those 3 guys, it'll make you a better player. It makes it easier to throw to them. Just make the offense better.
Have we gotten beyond Stetson little boy dreams? And I say that, is it uncool to even bring it up that you grew up a Georgia fan, dreaming of leading the Georgia Bulldogs to a championship?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I don't really worry about what other people say about any of that stuff. My job is just to go out there, complete passes, get the offense in the best play that is possible, and execute. So I let all the storytelling and narrative write itself.
Stetson, good.
I mean, we won an SEC championship for the University of Georgia. It'd be pretty cool.
Without that game, I guess Alabama won last year. So you were one of those that you guys left on the 2017 team. What does it mean to you to get another shot at these guys, especially when they came this way?
Yeah, they're a really good team, coached by one of the greatest to ever do it. They're strong in all facets of the game, and we don't really focus on revenge aspect or getting back at them. If it was anybody else in the championship game, we'd be preparing the same way that we are doing.
I guess you and Julian basically are the only 2 guys that were on this team now that were around then, does it kind of start to feel like at this point Alabama's a yearly opponent for you? I mean, you had the 5 years, the 4 years you were been at Georgia, you played Alabama 4 times.
Yeah, I guess you could say that. Like I said, I try to leave the narrative and the storytelling up to other people, but we have played them every year. So I mean, you become more familiar with somebody the more you play them. But that's really all that's happening.
Stetson, I think you targeted number 5 about 5 times the last game. 80 minutes. What's the connection there? It seems like you guys maybe didn't hit it as much as you would like.
Yeah, I mean, AD's he's a special talent. He's a great kid who loves football. I love, trying to establish that chemistry, especially with a young guy. Trying to help him move the game slower and understand that, hey, you drop that slant on the first 3rd down, but I'm still going to come back to you. That doesn't matter to me. You're still going to win on your routes, and I'm not going to avoid throwing it to you. And so just making him feel comfortable because we need him, because he is that type of player. And I don't know, just building that trust with him and everybody else in offense.
How would you assess the play of Alabama's defensive line, especially Will Anderson coming into this game?
Yeah, they're really good players. That's why we recruit good O-linemen to protect me. And they're good players, and they'll be ready to go just like we will.
I know it's a completely different set of circumstances, but you won't throw your first SEC championship pass on Saturday. Do you remember coming into that LSU game a few years ago, kind of in a pinch? And was it different? Was it weird? Was it, what was that like for you?
Yeah, no, that was weird. Obviously, I wasn't expecting it. I can't remember. I think there's a free safety blitz, and Farmer got hurt. He went down with the ankle, and I came down. I think it was like 3rd and 15. They dropped 8, and I came back to my end route on the backside and just overthrew it. I wasn't warm. Wasn't really expecting it. Whenever I saw Fromm go down, I just sprinted to my helmet, picked it up, felt this like giant shock of lightning. I was like, well, I'm about to go into the SEC championship this week. Wasn't expecting that. So yeah, I think it'll be a little bit different.
Do you still talk to Jay? You get to
Yeah,
talk to him very
yeah,
often?
yeah.
Have y'all shared about this experience this year at all?
No, I'll call him for tips on, just watching film. And that was mainly before the season and last season. He's got his own football to deal with right now. But we're good buddies, and he texted me a few weeks ago just saying how proud he was of me, and so we talked a little bit there. But I'm excited for him and all the opportunities that he's going to get in the NFL. And, he's a great player, and smart, and great leader, and all those things. So.
You've talked about your and JT's dynamic. What does a week look like for you guys in terms of getting ready? Do you guys have a routine as far as looking at film with Monken or whoever, or how often do you guys talk off the practice field, off the playing field about what's coming up?
Yeah, I mean, we both, it's a different situation. We both view ourselves how we view ourselves, and we have our own routine separately to watch film, just because it helps to watch with somebody sometimes, and sometimes you just want to shut the door and get everybody out of there and do your own thing. But if he sees something, like a tell or anything, or what are you thinking on this play, then he'll tell me, and vice versa. But it's not a dependency. It's just more of those. It's a comfortability thing, if that's a word, where that if you have questions, there's no ego asking it from either side, which I think is nice.
Stetson, two more questions for Stetson.
Stetson, how have the expectations and the vibe around this program changed? Because it feels like, during your time here, because it feels like the first time y'all played Alabama, it was almost a surprise that you were on a game of that magnitude, and now it's sort of an expectation.
Yeah, I think it's a credit to the program that Coach Smart's built, and just his whole demeanor and attitude, and the kids he recruits. Because it is expected. I mean, this is the University of Georgia. In my opinion, it always should have been expected. Not just the time I've been here, but the history of this football program, just where we are state-wise, talent-wise, what we can attract, what we offer institutionally, the education and the connections. You know, we should be able to get anybody we want. And with that comes an expectation to win games with those type of players. So.
One more question. So, what's it like in the Bennett household now between this game and the high school playoffs game?
Yeah, I was watching the Peach County game last Friday in the Elite Eight. Kears had a Facebook live stream of somebody's mom was filming it, and so we watched it. And we had some banner, and we smoked them pretty good. So they got a Final Four coming up this weekend, and I'm excited about that. Hopefully they bring it home again. They won state last year. That was probably the happiest I've ever been in any football situation when they won state, and I don't know, it's exciting. It's a good time football-wise for us.
Thanks, Stetson.